What's worse, ladies and gentlemen, the person that you see with an actual full head of hair, normal sized head, or the person in the right hand corner of that phone where it looks like he literally has pubic hair on his head and an egg?
Just so you guys know, this guy's wearing pajamas while he's driving his car.
I'm not sure what's wrong with that. Literally got out of bed and had to take Jason to an appointment.
And just, I mean, look at that gut.
Yeah, the gut. The seatbelt is pretty tight there. So
I thought you'd be getting in shape.
what?
This guy, I said I thought you'd been getting in shape. First of all, you look like a freaking Chad today.
Yeah, right, Chad.
Just a new collared shirt. I gotta give him props for that. I've never seen him wear this collared shirt before.
I've had this one the last 3 years. I wore this one to the Morgan Wallen concert in Alabama with D. It's on my Instagram.
Oh, yep. No, not getting started on that story. Yeah. I know you see. Finish lyrics then. What show is that from?
No, it's from Mike Carly.
Yeah, one of the greatest shows of all time. Greatest Nickelodeon shows. I'm sorry. One of the greatest Nickelodeon shows. It's the top 3.
Debatable.
Wow.
SpongeBob.
Okay.
Drake and Josh.
Yep. You
Zoe
can't give me
101.
No.
Yeah, 100%.
Zoe 101?
Zoe 101 was phenomenal. It's my favorite behind SpongeBob.
Over iCarly?
100%.
The show was completely sexist.
Yeah, it's sexist. You know what's crazy? Somebody's saying that who actually is one himself.
Yeah. Zoe 101.
Tell everybody about Title IX and your thoughts on it.
Yeah, we're gonna move past that. If you can watch the stream down below, then you'll see both Ed and I's opinion.
Yep. Trying to straighten out this hat a little bit.
Yeah, everyone just have a laugh. It's just a joke. Have a laugh.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not my fault. We have some sensitivity issues here in terms of our followers.
And just respectfully, I disagree. Zoe 101 is not over iCarly. iCarly's top 3. Zoe 101's top 5. But I would say it's on the same level as Victoria Justice.
Well, she was in the show.
I don't remember. I don't remember.
Yeah, exactly. That's all you got now.
Anyways, moving past that. Today is let's see what we got here. Today is June, or not June.
June? You think it's June?
There we go.
Oh, that brain gets smaller and smaller. Oh my gosh.
Just finish my sentence, and I need to reset.
Going on the reel. That is going to become a short. That is going to become a short.
Just finish my sentence, just so I can reset.
June. It's September for anybody that actually has a brain and isn't a moron and IQ of a 2. So it is September. I believe it is the 18th or 19th today.
Today's the 19th. September 19th.
September 19th. So
my bad.
Yeah, I mean, you're way off. I mean, I just welcome back to Reality Z. I know you might have been sleeping the last few months, but welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Yep. Everybody, welcome Z back to planet Earth.
Yep.
He's been wanting to go for a while, but he's back.
Well, I actually am back, Ed.
Yeah.
I actually am back.
Yep.
By the way, before we continue, our last video was probably one of our most viewed videos.
Yep.
So hopefully,
AFC South.
Yeah, I know. AFC South.
Out of every video, it's the AFC South.
AFC South.
But shout out to everybody who viewed it, everybody that gave it a thumbs up. Thank you for the few of you that put some comments in there. Whether you agreed with us or not, at the end of the day, we're all sport fans, so it's okay to disagree. It's okay to agree. At the end of the day, we appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Nope. So about 140, 150 views on that one. So that's a W. So hopefully, Ed and I can build off that. Hopefully, we bring some of you guys back, and you guys enjoy what we talk about.
Yeah.
So today's gonna be no different. We're gonna be talking about some breaking news, if you will. Maybe not breaking news, but because today's Thursday, September 19th.
Yep.
And we're going to be talking about some news that's happened throughout the week. Really headlined. It's going to continue to be headlined by TUA and if he should continue to play. Before we get into that, Ed brought up the point that I'm back, and actually I'm back.
Yeah, yes.
Where are we going?
Well, Z decided to go on an unnecessary trip for 5 days.
Yeah,
should have probably been maybe two, maybe 3, but ended up being 5 for no reason. But Z ended up going to Baltimore. He's starting to try to make it a yearly thing. at least once a year where he makes a trip out to Baltimore to watch a Ravens game. So he went to the home opener against the Raiders. Z, would you like to dig into that?
I'm not gonna dig in the game. I'll just say
I would love for you to.
I'm not gonna dig in the game. The Ravens lost. That's all it is. Ravens lost 26-23. Yep. It's 2 games in. That'll be screenshotted. That'll be screenshotted.
Oh, there's a meme.
Yep. We're 2 games in, but regardless, like I said, I'm not gonna put too many thoughts on the game itself because this video is not about the Ravens game. Ravens lost. They were up by 10 the fourth quarter. Didn't use Derrick Henry.
Thought it was over. I know you thought the game was over.
And listen, I actually we went up by 10 and they started playing Mr. Brightside. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
so what were you that. Like jealousy?
Yeah, I was.
Oh, think about it. Z in the crowd by himself around nobody that knows who he is in a white Justin Tucker jersey.
Yeah, whatever that's supposed to mean.
And it's just like thinks it's over. Ravens are up by 10 the fourth quarter. Thinks it's over. Going 1-1.
Jealousy.
Turn insane. Oh, that's awful.
And I was just having a good time. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, but I mean that's just sad. That's just sad. Getting carried away like that.
Yeah. So, anyways, we're all singing Mr. Brightside.
Yeah.
Raiders end up scoring hold on. I don't know if I remember the full breakdown of the game. The Raiders pretty much end up scoring. And then everyone went quiet.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Yeah. And the Ravens gave the ball back, and then the Raiders scored again, and then and then no one said a word.
Yeah.
So we're all singing. We were all enjoying the beautiful sun that was out that day. And then and quite literally in Ravens fashion, a blink of an eye, our entire day was ruined.
Just complete disaster. So
yeah.
The thing
jealousy.
That's $300 just down the drain.
That's how you view it in. I still had a great time.
$300 down the drain. $300 just to sing a brief moment of Mr. Brightside, just to be heartbroken.
At the end of the day, we had a great time. We went to an Orioles game too. It was my first time at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. That's the official name of it. I don't know why I didn't know that before. So I went over to Washington, D.C. Didn't get to meet Joe Biden, one of N's role models.
Would you like to tell everybody about you joining the protest outside?
No. But I told N, I mean, I probably haven't seen the White House in 12 years. It still looks the exact same, if anybody's wondering.
No.
Looks the exact same. I don't know if N's ever seen it.
I've not been to D.C., no.
Yeah. Yeah. So the way I was able to view the White House,
I'll go when Donald wins.
That's fair.
I'll go when Donald wins and just yell at my sport.
Yep. So, maybe our next episode we should both wear MAGA hats.
I'll see. I mean, it honestly would be a very great moment for you.
Yeah. I think that in.
I think myself and Al especially would be very proud.
Yep.
Finally thinking for yourself.
Yep. Anyways, moving past that. Anyways, but yeah, went over to Washington, D.C. as well. I saw everything in D.C., Capitol building, which was invaded 4 years ago. And was okay with that. Think about that. And then saw the monument, saw the World War II memorial, saw the Lincoln statue. And then, went to the White House. There were protesters from the White House. Cool. I mean, stand for what you believe in.
Where's he getting you?
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, just focus on your own country. So, God, we're having an election year, so let us focus on ourselves for a little bit. God damn. Jesus. So, yeah, there wasn't anybody like screaming, but let me say this: when I went from the White House, there wasn't anybody like screaming or like going off, like screaming Joe Biden's name or something like that. But there were probably like 20, 30 people in front of it, and when I mean in front of it, like obviously they were pretty far away, but like probably from, I would say maybe like 50, 60 yards from like the entrance, like the gate. It's okay. How about this? The gate, like from where people could stand to the gate of the White House was maybe 10 yards, 10, 20 yards. So not that far. But anyways, I asked one of the Secret Service guys and I'm like, how often are people like out here, like just waving flags, chanting things? He says, 20. I was like, what? Like 24/7, they're just out here? He's like, yeah. He's like, if it's late at night, like 2 a.m, and they're chanting things, obviously something will be said. But yeah, I was like, that's interesting. So
Think about it, Z. There's people that go out there every single day.
yeah, there is. Yeah, there is.
Every single day.
So let's move past that. Yes, the Ravens lost. Ravens off to an 0-2 start. Nathan's Steelers are off to a 2-0 start. So like I said, that little L that he held up, we will screenshot that, and just like, and we'll record me saying June, and we will go past that. So
you'll probably use it this Sunday. I'm picking the Chargers to win. So
and let's get into the first topic here. And this is unfortunately something that, as I'm trying to pull it up, with Bryce Young. Let me see. I was trying to find the report on like Bleacher Report of him being benched.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping you would have it up ready to go, but of course you don't.
Having what up?
Oh, just something up so we can put what we're talking about. Anyways, so if you guys don't know, about a couple days ago, Bryce Young was announced as being benched for Andy Dalton. How's this guy even still around?
Yeah.
Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
Bryce Young was benched. And I've been listening to First Take, Stephen A. Smith talk about it. I've been listening to Shannon Sharp talk about it. I've listened to Colin Cowherd talk about it. And everybody has a pretty mixed opinion. But I think everybody can agree upon just one single thing, is that the Carolina Panthers are a complete just dumpster fire.
Yes, sir.
Can we agree on that?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, we can. But Bryce Young, I don't know if he can succeed in the NFL. I've never really watched him too much at Alabama. I haven't even watched him that much with him playing on the Carolina Panthers. Yeah. So I don't know if he can succeed, but I think it's a fair argument that he doesn't have a talented team around him. I think that's fair. So it is what it is in reference to, like, look, that guy on the left's going to be starting.
How old is this guy now?
Got to be in his late 30s, right?
Has to.
Yeah. And it's disappointing. It's disappointing for Bryce. I don't know what the solution is, because I don't know if we've seen a for sure, like Kyler was a good example of when he came out. I don't know if Kyler and Bryce are the same exact size. I feel like they are, but Bryce, he's like a tiny dude, you know? So, okay, if you're going to bench him, cool. Now, for how long you're going to bench him for, I would hope he starts at some point in the season, unless Andy Dalton pulls like a Joe Flacco from last year. Yeah. But he's not. He's not, because the Panthers are not that talented. The Panthers have a poor roster. They have poor coaching. They have poor ownership. They have 0 fans. You can pay a penny to get into one of their games. I mean, it's honestly sad to the NFL's product. It's sad.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Like this team shouldn't even, like, after Cam Newton left, this team shouldn't even be around anymore. So I don't know, dude. Like I feel bad for Bryce Young. Yeah, he's not playing well, but I think he's just in such a shitty situation. What are your thoughts?
I agree, Z. I don't think there's anything anybody would disagree about. Bryce Young was the first overall pick. You look at everything Carolina gave up for him just to move up one spot. All those draft picks they gave up, they trade DJ Moore as well to Chicago. We know that the Panthers were in a rebuild situation in terms of them just trading away draft capital to get their franchise quarterback and losing games, tearing down the roster, and then they trade Brian Burns and they trade McCaffrey to San Francisco. What is this?
Looks like just LeBron James putting his support for Bryce Young. He said, "quote unquote," Bryce Young, hold your head, young king, rooting for you, and you and know this ain't it on you. Yeah, great grammar there.
Yeah. Well, nobody cares what you have to say, LeBron. Thanks for coming.
And know this ain't on you. Continue to put the work in, and it shall prevail.
Yeah, thanks for coming, LeBron. Nobody cares what you have to say.
Yep. He brought your country a gold medal. Brought your country a gold
brought my
medal.
country gold medal. Yeah. Didn't even know they won.
You keep speaking. I'm going to keep pulling up some
go
quotes
ahead.
from some other athletes that spoke up with the
Yeah, go ahead.
situation.
We all know that Bryce Young is in a bad spot with Carolina. This is why when you get drafted, this is why coaching matters. This is why your situation matters.
It
And
does.
Carolina was in a spot where they traded up to get him. Okay, that's fine. They want to get their future guy, but the last 2 years they haven't really done much to at least try to add a little bit of support around him. He's gone through different coaches already. He's gone through different offenses already. And usually when a player has to go through that much change, there's going to be a lot of problem. And so now you're sitting at the point like, okay, you bench this kid 2 games into the season. The guy that you drafted first overall last year struggled last year, struggled the first 2 games. Now you benched him for Andy Dalton that nobody cares about. So when do you bring him back in? When do you bring him back in? And what do you do for him to gain confidence back, to gain confidence in what you're trying to sell him in? Or is the plan that you're just going to botch his development and then you're going to have to trade him away to a better team that can actually develop the kid and then he's going to turn into something? So what's it going to be?
I think this picture shows a good example because Baker Mayfield is I don't want to say the perfect example because like his career started pretty decent with the Browns,
Yeah.
but as the number 1 pick, obviously you always have high expectation. And Baker was a guy again doubted for his physical ability coming out of college. Bryce looks like he's probably the same height, definitely a lot faster than Baker, probably more agile than Baker. But again, Baker obviously we know his route. He even went to Carolina, and now look at him. He's playing as one of the best quarterbacks in NFL through week 2 in the season. He has a 3-year max deal. He's well, however many years he's been in the league now, what 6-7 years or so. He's completely changed the trajectory of his career.
Yeah.
Not going to be sitting here saying that Bryce Young can't do that because we're literally only 2 games into a season in his second year. Now, those 2 games they lost, yeah, they were hideous. Oh God, they were hideous.
Yeah, they were.
Just plastered each game.
Yeah.
But I don't know, dude. I feel bad because obviously I want to see Bryce Young do well.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, dude. I don't know what the solution is. I think right now the best thing to do. The Panthers aren't getting anywhere this season. Let's just get that out there. They're not getting anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. They're
Yeah.
not. Even in Ed's eye predictions on the NFC South. How come that
Yeah.
would they get 140 views? Oh, I wonder why. Because no one cares about that division. NFC South, and I put them at the bottom, is what it is. They won't go anywhere. I don't know what you do with Bryce Young. I'm going to support him by placing him back into the starting quarterback position maybe in a week or 2. But I think come the end of the season, you have to evaluate either one, just trading him to another team in respect to him by just giving him another chance because clearly it's not working in Carolina.
Right. Yeah. And it's unfortunate because he's only been there for like 1 full year. So yeah, I agree that probably the way of what would make sense would be Bryce Young sitting maybe for, I don't know, maybe they'll have him sit for 2 to 3 weeks, plug him back in the lineup and say, all right, rest of the season's yours. And you evaluate at the end of the season and you keep, no matter how bad they finish, you keep the head coach you just brought in from Tampa Bay. You try to keep some of your coaching personnel intact. Obviously, there'll be some guys that get canned. But then you go out into the market and I don't know. It's probably going to have to be draft heavy for them. It's hard for me to kind of see them be able to kind of get some actual real quality guys this offseason, especially with how they're running crap over there. I mean, who the hell wants to sign there?
No.
Unless they're just giving somebody a huge contract for no reason.
Yeah. Well, they gave Robert Hall $100 million.
Yeah, they gave Robert Hall $100 million. What the hell is he doing? Let me know. What are you giving a guard $100 million for? Morons. So you let Bryce Young finish the season. You let him sit 2 to 3 weeks. You say, all right, rest of the season, this is going to be the rest of your year. And you evaluate and you say, okay, terms of whatever decisions you make, terms of your personnel and your roster and coaching changes and everything, does it make the most sense in terms of us succeeding with Bryce Young here, or the fact that they're probably going to have a top 3 pick at least? Do they move Bryce Young and take the L and maybe get a couple draft picks for him? They're not going to be like super high, but they get a couple draft picks for him, and then they draft a quarterback and with one of their top 3 picks.
Well,
and hit the reset.
Yeah. I don't see how they can, like, no matter how the season ends, I just can't even see them going in. If they continue this poor play, which I don't think it will. I just think there's no way. But if they just continue to get blown out every single week, I don't think there's any way Bryce Young is on this team. He definitely gets traded.
Yeah.
And I don't think Bryce Young was really like a guy coming out of college where, like, yeah, I get he was the number 1 pick and he's very talented, but I feel like maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think anybody really viewed him as like a franchise changing player.
No, I don't really think he was really quite viewed as that going in the draft. And honestly, I don't really think CJ Stroud was viewed in necessarily that high regard either, like a Trevor Lawrence, for example. I don't I don't. I think they were both viewed like there was debate on who would have went number 1, but I think most people didn't expect CJ Stroud to take off last year the way he did.
Right.
And then with Bryce Young, obviously his career is going in a completely different trajectory. But going into that draft last year, it was like, okay, do you go Bryce Young or CJ Stroud? And then you break down what you like, what you don't like, blah, 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 blah. But nobody can tell me that they expected CJ Stroud to have the season he had last year.
Yeah.
Can't tell me that. So it might make sense, especially like if this is just going to be a debacle all season long. Okay, you know what, Bryce? Just didn't work out. You trade him and move on. You have a new coach there and a whole new thing going on, and you draft whatever quarterback with your top 3 pick.
Yep.
And you hit the reset. And then you do him a favor and get him the heck out of there. And honestly, it'd probably be better if he got traded somewhere where they have a quarterback that's maybe on his last legs, a veteran guy, and Bryce Young can sit for a year.
Yeah, I mean, a miserable owner. They bring in who was the coach they brought in? Frank Wright. They give Frank Wright all this money, and then they end up just firing him 10 weeks in the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a just a horribly ran franchise. It's a disgrace to the NFL.
Yeah, it is.
They shouldn't
Now
even
you
be
have
around.
that Perales guy who came from Tampa Bay, and he was a first-year offensive coordinator last year.
Yeah, like their head coach.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and that guy looks like he's like his early 30s.
Yeah.
Well, next
Get
Sean
that.
McVay.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he'll get canned in about 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and transition on to something that happened last week on Thursday, which at the time and will continue to be the focal point of this guy's conversation for really the rest of his career because it looks like he's going to keep playing. And that is Tua.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're pulling up the play here, but yeah. So let's start with that because I almost kind of forgot about this. Tua was placed on IR. Thank God. Okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not even saying that as a joke.
Yeah.
Thank God. Nobody knows the guy personally, right? Except his teammates, except his coach, except his family. Anybody that's going to put things on social media, on TV, everyone's going to have a mixed opinion. And everyone's, I don't want to say a mixed opinion in the way of like he should play or he should not. I think everyone can sit here and 100% agree upon for his health and safety, for his life, he shouldn't play anymore.
Right.
I mean, can we at least start on that and agree on that?
Sure.
Because, and I'm watching these games, and even I get nervous when I see this guy run.
Yeah.
Tua's never been a guy that's been like, that scares defenses with his running ability, and he never will.
Mm-hmm.
But he takes this hit that I feel like it wasn't even that aggressive of a hit from Damar Hamlin.
Yeah.
He's running, he lowers his head, he kind of hits Damar Hamlin like in the chest. And then here we go again. It's the same episode as it was 2 years ago.
Right.
And now the everyone's quiet because here we go. Tua has his 4th, 5th concussion in the last 2-3 years.
Yep.
I mean, this again. It's probably been said a million times. I'm not a doctor, and he's a football player. like those two things that correlate. I understand he works with people and he speaks to specialists and this and that, right? But just from an outsider perspective, as a fan who watches the game, uh, I don't know. I just don't think he should play anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's the fact that this guy's been through 4 to 5 concussions already, and they've been bad. These haven't been
Bad.
minor concussions. These have been bad. These have been where he's fallen on the field. His fingers are all curled up. Um,
In
the
case you
fact
guys,
that
haven't
his
seen the
head,
play,
it's like his head hits the ground soft, and like it's a huge deal. You know,
Yep.
that's a problem.
Yep.
And he's only 26, 27 years old. And it's not worth it, dude. It's not like, no doubt that he loves the game. He said himself he's not retiring, that he's going to aim to play again.
And
But
I'll pull up the play if you guys. I'm sure you guys have seen it.
when's enough though?
Yep.
When's enough? And then it gets to the point where it's even worse.
Yep. So I mean, here's the play: 4th and 4, scrambles out. Really, there's nothing crazy here. Just there's no helmet to helmet
Yeah,
contact.
you think, okay, he's down. Got the tackle, got the first down.
Yep.
But but at the end, you see his head hit.
Mm-hmm.
But how many people's helmets hit the ground when they get tackled? It's like
Yeah.
everybody's.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, we'll show us a couple times just because it is pretty disturbing to watch. I mean, it is. It's just like not a fun thing to watch. Just seeing that right there, where there it goes. He just like his arms freeze, just like his hands go up. I think his hands went in like a fist this time. I think.
And it's just like, here we go.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I keep watching this play and I'm like, how does this even turn into and like they're not even going full speed at each
That's
other.
what I mean. I know
You know what I mean?
that's the huge problem too, is that you watch it and it's like, okay, not even full speed. How the heck does that turn into such a huge concussion for him? But that's literally the sensitivity level of his brain nowadays.
Yeah. Like there's so many things that unfortunately go into account here because one, he was just given a $200 million extension.
Yep.
I agree with, I can't remember who said it on ESPN, but I agree with, here's the thing. Tua last year obviously balled out. He balled out the whole year. Sure, he has some of the best receivers in the league on his team. He has a great play calling head coach. Doesn't matter. He balled out. He deserved the contract. Well, he didn't. He earned it. Let's say he earned that contract. However, maybe the Dolphins should have waited another year because Tua went through the whole entire season last year fully healthy, which is great to see. Maybe you should have seen it a second time. Maybe some people might not agree with that because it's like, oh, you see a second time, then you'll see it a third time, and a fourth time, and a fifth time. Why does it matter? Give the man his money. But at the end of the day, now you have. I don't really know how that part works. I don't think any of us will know how that part works because if he has 150 something guaranteed or however much money guaranteed in his contract,
Yeah.
how's it going to work if he just gives up the game? Do they still owe him that money? I'm sure they do. I mean, it's guaranteed.
Yeah, like I don't know, like what the whole parameter of like a retirement clause or being on the retirement list would aid into that.
Yeah.
But that's a whole nother conversation as well in terms of his contract extension.
Yeah.
But it's just sad. He's a good guy. He's a quarterback I think you can win with at the end of the day, like putting the right talent around him. But it's just not worth it anymore. Comes to the point, makes you think like, when's enough enough? How much longer can you go on with this? These are just bad, dude. These are just bad. And there's players that have had 3-4 concussions in the NFL and are okay.
Yep.
But his concussions have just been brutal, though. The
Yep.
way his brain has reacted to these hits is just not good, and it's just super concerning. You don't have to be a doctor to see that.
Yeah, I feel like someone who always kind of comes to mind with me when it comes to concussions is Sidney Crosby. Like Sidney Crosby was a guy, like really his whole career has dealt with multiple concussions.
Yeah,
He-
no, yeah, like early 2010s, yeah, he suffered a lot with stuff.
Yeah. So he like he's he's a guy that kind of reminds me of like, I mean, he plays a physical sport. Hold on, what is this? Okay, let me. Oh, what is? Oh, hold on, no, this isn't even from this year. Never mind. Here's like another kind of decent close up of the hit, even though again we've probably seen it multiple times. But as I kind of just keep looking at this, it still just kind of surprised me, and this is kind of like kind of graphic in a way because you see him clinch up at the end of this play,
Yeah.
and that's just disturbing to see right there at
Of
the
course, it's
end.
DeMar Hamlin too.
Yeah, I know. It had nothing to do with that second guy coming in. That second guy didn't hit him in the head or anything. But
Yeah,
yeah, dude, like he's
like, is it more of the impact of him going into DeMar Hamlin's abdomen or chest area? I should say, not his abdomen, like Hamlin's chest, or is it more of the impact with the head hitting the field?
I don't know. Does his head even hit the field here?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, I guess I see. Yeah, I see. I guess I don't know. Maybe is it a combination of both? Maybe.
Yeah, like impact there, and then last one right there.
Yeah, but again, how many times have we? Well, first of all, with Tua, how many times have we seen his head flick back like that onto the ground, and
Yeah,
then he gets up, either stumbling
yeah,
or yeah, he
yeah. So
just.
that's what I mean. Like, was it more of the like was it triggered there, or was it triggered on the way down?
It looks like it was triggered when he hit Demar, right? Because look, right when he hits Demar, he kind of goes into. See that?
Yeah,
See how like his like right when he hits Demar, he
it's like he's already starting to like fade or something.
yeah, like his arms
Right
start to clench up.
there.
Yeah. And I think just hitting the head was just yeah, just didn't add anything good to it. Yeah, so I don't know, dude. Like obviously the Dolphins need him.
Yeah,
Obviously the Dolphins need him, and I'm sure he knows that. But here's the thing: at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much a team needs them. Doesn't matter how much someone's fantasy team needs them. Everybody can
yeah.
completely accept.
There's
Listen,
some Dolphins fan just pissed off.
I and see, I don't think so. I
You don't
I
think
can't
there's a Dolphins fan out there
I
that's just
can't
pissed
imagine
off?
there's one. I can't imagine there's one. You
There's
you're talking.
always one, Z. There's always one out there. People, dude, there's so many people out there, Z, that take sports the extra mile where it's their entire life and they don't factor into like anything else with these guys. That it's all about like how much money that they win them or them winning their fantasy or uh just the team that they support. And you see it, like you see threats from like fans of the team, like somebody doesn't perform well, he's threatening his family and everything like that. There's definitely somebody out there that's pissed off and says, oh, we should just dump his ass and he's freaking trash and he's freaking glass and he's ruined the whole season, blah 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 blah. There's
Yeah,
definitely a fan out there that's saying that 100%.
sure,
100%.
but just that part of the conversation just does not matter, and those kind of fans can just leave. That's all I got to say.
Well, you're one of them.
Yeah, yeah, I'm one of them. Yeah, you're right. Uh, anyways, wish Tua the best. He's officially been put on IR, so we're gonna see Skylar Thompson starting. So just honestly, 4 straight losses.
Yeah.
4 straight losses.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody tells me.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm overreacting on that because I haven't seen their opponents. But Skylar Thompson, it's just no way. I'm
No.
sorry.
I mean,
I know.
just the way he came in the ball game looked miserable.
Yeah, I
So
know. I
what's so
mean,
what's the plan? Do you think Miami should go out and make a move for somebody
yeah. I mean, obviously
and
they
try
did
to
go.
salvage their season? The fact that even though two is at least out 4 weeks, but it's probably going to be a lot longer, if not the whole year.
Yeah,
So should the plan be to go out and go trade for somebody out there
yeah.
to at least keep them competitive?
Right. Well, obviously they went on to. Um,
What
they
if they trade for Bryce Young?
Yeah. I mean that would be something.
When that Bryce Young, I'll name some names. Bryce Young, Josh Dobbs.
I think Dom Mania is over.
Domania is over. Okay, so that had its run. Okay,
Yeah.
let's see what else here. Jimmy
Jameis,
G, Jameis,
not Jimmy. No, not Jimmy.
not Jimbo. Okay, what about Mason Rudolph?
No.
Kenny
Think he
Pickett?
fall? I think he falls in the same category. They just signed Tyler Huntley. If they would take Kenny Pickett or Mason Rudolph, they already took him. Tyler Huntley's over both of them.
That's fair. All right, that's fair.
Yeah.
I guarantee we see Huntley. Give it 2 weeks.
I can see it.
Give it 2 weeks. Give it 2 weeks. They're going to give Thompson 2 starts. It should be 1, but they're going to give him 2, probably.
Happened to Mike White.
Yeah, Mike White. They're going to give him 2. You're going to see Tyler Huntley or Snoop Dogg, whatever the hell his name is, probably get an opportunity.
Terrible
maybe for a
nickname.
game. Just awful. Just awful. And maybe if they can find themselves, I don't know. It gets to the point, what are they, 1-1?
It was a Pro Bowl quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Pro Bowl quarterback. So that's all you got to know about just the current quarterbacks in the league. They're 1-1. Okay, so you don't want to. If you're the Dolphins, you recognize, okay, you have a good defense, you have talent on your offense for sure. So you don't want this to go on too long. So you're going to give Skyler the start this week. Okay.
Yes, you are.
If he's absolutely abysmal, which he probably will be, you have to act quick. So, okay, let's say you give him 2 games, a 2-game leash. Okay, that's going to take you to possibly 1-3. You have Huntley there, but you need to be scouting the market. And there are some names out there, not these names that are going to lead your future, but I think that at least can be a Band-Aid for you this season.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, again, I'm not gonna sit here and go through their schedule because I think this is all gonna, and I think they're gonna wait on this definitely because they're just gonna have to see where Tua stands.
See, what if the Rams start horribly with no Cooper Kupp and no Puka Nacua? What about calling for Matthew Stafford?
I can't see it. I'm gonna hold on this conversation because I have to see what happens in 4 weeks with Tua.
Yeah,
if he comes back and plays.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's his personal decision between him and his family. The guy has kids. Yeah.
It's just more things are more important than playing a game for 60 minutes a week.
Yeah. So listen, we all want the best for Tua, no matter, because I just as a fan, I just don't know how someone can be comfortable watching him on TV and seeing.
Yeah, it just feels like if he's going to come back this year, like you're just going to be sitting on, like you're just going to be on your toes, like just waiting for something to happen.
Literally, and that's not how I want to watch.
No. Like nobody wants to watch that.
No. So yeah, I mean, moving past that, let's go ahead and move on to. I mean, if you guys have any opinions on that, I mean, let us know. Let us know down there.
We'll do one more story from the past week or 2.
I mean, I thought we were gonna move on just to the week 3 schedule.
We can do that. Sure.
Yeah, unless you have another story to talk about.
No, that's fine.
But we're now moving on to week 3, guys. Tonight starts on Amazon Prime. What's the Amazon Prime theme song music? Freaking.
I remember.
I can't remember. The most random panel of
random panel you'll ever throw together. It's truly the most random panel of all time.
Let's name one at a time here, Ren.
All right. Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yep. Richard Sherman.
God, what's his face?
Here we go.
Why am I blanking out on it right now? This is what I mean. This is why it's so freaking random.
Which one are you trying to talk about in?
I'm freaking blanking out on the dude's name. Hang on a second.
Okay, I'll name the other one. Tony Gonzalez.
And
there's
another guy. There's another guy.
Yeah, you can name him. He's a tackle.
Oh, freaking Whitworth. That's who I'm thinking of. Andrew Whitworth. What the heck?
It's terrible.
It's terrible. So you have Sherman, Fitzpatrick, Tony Gonzalez, and Andrew Whitworth. Wherever you came from that. Whatever came out of that. And then you have Al Michaels, who really just makes me want to put my pajamas on, grab a little nice little cup of milk, and lay down. And you have Kirk Herbstreit, who honestly should just stick to college football.
Oh, man. You just love to see it, and you really, truly love to see it.
It's awful. It is the worst. The Thursday night football presentation and the Thursday night football crew is the worst out of all of them.
Yep. Oh, anyways, moving past that.
It's terrible. But yeah, we got the Patriots and Jets, which obviously, this is a snooze of a game, but I do want to watch Aaron Rodgers.
Yes. The Jets home opener.
Yeah, Jets
So
home opener. Aaron
I think
Rodgers coming out with the flag.
I think we should, we won't break down these games too much, but I think what we'll do weekly here is just go through them and just Ed and I will say each game who we have winning.
Yeah.
So we'll start left, go down, and then move over to the right. So Jets and Patriots. We both taking the Jets here.
Yep.
Yeah. I think it's only right and that Aaron Rodgers wins this home opener. Obviously, last year he tore his
This is the
Achilles.
Raj impression, Z. The flick of the wrist and then the point.
Yeah, God,
That's the Raj.
that was
That's
awful.
the Raj.
That was horrendous.
Raj.
Should have seen this guy throw a football at Cashman. It was horrendous.
Yeah, it's horrendous. Meanwhile, you can't even throw 10 yards. All right, let's go on the next one. There's a reason you don't play offense on Mondays. Bears and Colts. Z, the Bears look terrific. The Bears look terrific. Caleb Williams, it was just sack city.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, I'm not really sure if the guy was able to walk the next day.
Yeah, I mean, just the Bears are in. It's fine. They're just in a transition period. People have to understand that they're a young team.
Yep, they're gonna listen. They're gonna have some exciting games, but they're also gonna have a lot of duds.
They're going to, and that's what the fans need to understand. That Caleb is not going to come out just lighting up the league.
No.
So this is actually a pretty good game. I'll pay attention to this on Sunday, because you have two really young quarterbacks going at it. I'm not really sure what I'm leaning. I think I'm going to take the Colts. And because they're 0-2 right now.
I agree.
So I'm gonna take them winning their first game.
How about those 9 points from A-Rich last week?
I still won, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Moving on. So we're both taking the Colts there.
Yes, we are.
All right. Saints and Eagles. Interesting one.
Yeah.
Interesting one. Obviously,
like
Saints have been...
AJ Brown's gonna be out again as well.
Oh God. Saints have been on fire.
Here's your paycheck.
Yep. Saints have been on fire, but actually,
this is how they start. Z. This is how they start every year.
I'm gonna take Eagles. I'm gonna take the Eagles.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
I'll take the Eagles as well. Respect to Alvin Kamara for 42 fantasy points for me last week. That was just absolutely humongous. Getting my first win in fantasy in our league, starting 1-1. So shout out to him. Derek Carr's been lights out. Saints defense has played really well. Saints could start 3-0. It'd be humongous, but I still would lack a lot of faith in them. I mean, listen, if they beat the Eagles, obviously that's great. But it's just I don't trust Dennis Allen. I don't. Yep. I don't trust Dennis Allen at all. I'm still wary on Derek Carr. I think he's a good guy. I think he's had an underrated career. I think he's been a little underappreciated through his career. But at this point in his career, we know the Saints fans wanted them to get rid of him after this year. But he has lit it up the last 2 weeks. I'm hoping the best for him. But I'm still wary of it eventually hitting a stoppage. But I'm going to go with the Eagles as well in a close game.
Yeah, no, I think it's a close game too. I wouldn't be surprised Saints win because they are home. They are hot. Fans are going to be ready to roll that game. Yeah, here we go.
I was doing it, Jason.
Yep, there we go. You got to do the freaking...
He wants a Rodgers jersey as well, Z, by the way.
Oh, that's horrendous. That's horrendous.
I know. He's their favorite player now, so.
Moving on. Tampa Bay, Denver.
Tampa Bay easily. Sean Payton can kick rocks for all I care. I mean, really, I think the guy's a disgrace. I really do. I think he's a disgrace. Bow and arrow, I actually do like him. I think that there's something there. But going Tampa Bay, man, they're hot. Baker's hot. Todd Bowles, good for him. He's had a lot of poor luck as a head coach. He's a good defensive play caller, but good for him. He overexceeded last year. They're 2-0. Mike Evans, one of the most underrated receivers of all time, in my opinion. We're going Tampa Bay to start 3-0 in that division. Z, do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. I think the Denver is very similar to I think Chicago in a way, not as talented, but still just in a transition period.
Just a big transition period. That's
okay.
Raiders obviously are going to win this game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so 100% they're going to win the game.
They're miles ahead better than the Panthers.
Yeah,
so
100%. This I think this could be the most exciting game of the week. Lions and
Cardinals. I'm taking the upset.
He's taking the upset.
Give me the Cardinals.
Yep. I think the Cardinals are plus 142 in the money line. This might be the most exciting game of the week, in my opinion. Cardinals showed last week exactly how explosive they can be, but the week before that, they also showed that they're going to have some games where they're slow. This is exactly what I said in our NFC West predictions, that I think that they're going to be in games, that they're going to put up points, that they're going to be fun, but there's also going to be games that they just can't quite hang on to, or some games where there are some duds from Kyler, for example. But this could be a really exciting game here. With Jared Goff, Kyler Murray, Lions, Cardinals. Like, Lions have a good defense, good offense. Cardinals are just kind of coming around the corner, but they showed they can be explosive. Z's picking the Cardinals. I'm going to stick with the Lions here, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Cardinals win.
Yeah, no, I'm going to take this one as upset of the week. I think we should each have an upset of the week every single week, but I would take...
All right, we'll do upset of the week every week. That's fine.
I think it's a very high-scoring game.
Yeah.
not starting Lions defense in fantasy. It's a very high scoring game. So give me Cardinals back-to-back home wins there.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. That's good. That's good.
To, a game where there are injuries infesting on both sides.
Yeah.
But Niner fans will overload SoFi Stadium.
Yeah.
Give me the Niners here.
Yeah.
The Niners.
We'll go with the Rams and Niners and Rams this game. Well, the Niners have some injuries too. There's no Christian McCaffrey. Debo's out, and George Kittle did not practice. Go figure. Here comes George Kittle's injuries now. But Jordan Mason, credit to him, he has stepped up big time in McCaffrey's absence the last 2 games. Brandon Ayuk has not got going yet. But the Niners still have Jawan Jennings, who's decent, and they still have a really good defense. The Rams,
they'll be fine.
So the Rams, they're just so banged up right now, man. It's just hard for me to see the Rams bounce back here against the Niners with a lot of guys on injury. I think they got 11 guys out already. So I'm gonna go. Was there a score already? Oh,
no, I got it next to me.
But we're going Niners. We're going Niners.
Okay. Sleep fest of the week. Buffalo, Jacksonville.
See, I told you, Jacksonville just doesn't move me. They don't move me, Z. They don't move me.
Yeah, no, I think you gotta show credit to the Bills. Bills were underestimated coming into the season. Very undervalued because they got rid of Diggs, got rid of Gabe Davis. And I'm gonna take the Bills to start 3-0. Doug Peterson on the flaming hot seat.
So the Jags would be 0-3.
Yeah, they'd be 0-3.
0-3.
Flaming hot seat. I think the Jags
starting 0-3 isn't a death sentence. We've seen teams a lot of times start. I mean, we look at Green Bay last year with how bad they started. It's not a death sentence, but you obviously don't want to be in that. Giants, Browns. I mean, Z, I could care less about this game. The Browns are going to win this game. Browns fans are going to go crazy about it. Deshaun Watson doesn't move me, but they have a talented team. This is a game the Browns should win.
100%.
No doubt about it.
I think they easily win this one. Yes,
I agree.
Yeah, I think potential. I'm gonna throw this out there. Browns dominate the game. We see Brian Dable get fired.
Wow.
We see 2 things. We see Brian Dable get fired, or then we see Daniel Jones get benched. We see one of those 2.
It's hard for me to see Dable get fired like that.
I'm telling you. Oh. I gotta throw some takes out there.
I mean, he lost a lot of weight. I give him credit.
Yep. You should too.
Yeah, you're right. I should too. I mean, I'm okay losing 10, but no more than that.
So this is another interesting one. I think
Texans Vikings could be interesting. Credit to Sam Darnold, but again, I don't believe in him. I don't believe in him being able to carry this team. I'm going Texans. Z. I don't think this can be a close game.
I don't know. Obviously the Texans, not Texans. Minnesota did, I would say, upset, if you will, San Francisco last week.
Yeah, they screwed freaking me over on my bets. That's for sure.
This is a tough one. This is kind of on the same level with me with like Philadelphia and New Orleans, actually, even kind of Cardinals, Lions. I think this is another really good matchup, and there's a couple more that are going to be tough to decide. And I think I'm gonna stick with Minnesota. I'm gonna stick with the hot hand.
So this is another upset.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Minnesota. I think we're seeing a Kevin Kolb kind of run right now.
Yeah, Kevin Kolb. I don't think he won any games.
And his first year starting, they went 4-0. Don't you remember that?
Oh, yeah, okay.
And then lost 9 straight.
He got hurt. Yeah, he got hurt though, didn't he? I'm pretty sure he got hurt, didn't he? And then Skelton came in.
Yeah, and they lost 9 straight.
Yeah, they lost. What was that? 2011, 2012?
I think it was 2012. Yeah, they started off 4-0. I'm pretty sure like 98% of teams that start 4-0 end up making the playoffs.
Oh my god, that's amazing, dude.
Give me the Vikings. Give me the Vikings.
Vikings 3-0. I'm going Texans. This is my upset of the week. Chargers over Steelers. It's my upset. The Steelers are favored to win this game, and some people might not necessarily view it as a full-on upset just because the Chargers are 2-0, the Steelers are 2-0. Chargers offense has put up some more points than Steelers have, but I'm picking the Chargers to win this game.
What's interesting about this one is that one of these teams are going to be 3-0, and that's huge.
Yeah, it is.
It'd be huge for the Steelers. It'd be huge for the Chargers. Huge.
Yeah, it would.
God, I'm not really sure, but I think I'm going to give the edge to the Steelers. I think I got to give credit to Jim Harbaugh because he is quickly, as he always does.
I mean, Z, you can already tell a difference.
You can.
You can already tell a difference between him and Staley. It's not even close.
J.K. Dobbins is balling out. Figures.
Yeah.
He's freaking balling out.
And the Chargers, this is what I said on my podcast last night. I said, I'm picking the Chargers right now because they have a healthy defense for once right now early on. Herbert is banged up, by the way. He was limited in practice, but they're running the ball well. They don't have any star popping off on paper, but they're putting together a potent offense, a competitive offense at least. The Steelers' defense is lights out. Their offense is still a little shaky right now, but they like to play. Mike Tomlin likes to play conservative, and I truly think that he's kind of treating the Steelers' current offense. And that's it, everybody. And that's it for the day. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next time. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, here we go. Found the opportunity. I took it, guys. Guy does it to me all the time. It to me all the time.
Yeah, you're getting an earful on PlayStation tonight.
That's getting recorded.
Yeah, it's getting recorded. Well, again.
Well, I agree.
I'm just not going to go there. But like Tomlin loves conservative football for some reason. And I truly think that he's still treating this Justin Fields situation as him being the quarterback. And this is an offense that's going to be more tailored toward Russell Wilson. I do believe Russell Wilson's going to play at some point. And I did say if Fields would get pulled sometime this year, it's not a death sentence for him. He can still be their future. But I know they want to see what they got in Russell Wilson as well. Fields has done a good enough job, but he hasn't done enough yet in terms of fully taking the job. And I don't think it's all his fault either. He played a great first half. He really did. Some big plays were neglected by holding penalties. Second half, he only had 17 passing yards. I mean, they played conservative as conservative can be. And Tomlin pretty much, I think, went with the mindset of we're just not going to lose this game. And our defense is going to beat Bo Nix. I truly think that's the way he went. And there's some situations where that's okay. But you know what? I went on a rant on my show last night. I'm freaking sick and tired of seeing 13 points a game. I'm tired of seeing 15 points a game. We need to start seeing consistent offense, an offense that moves the ball, and an offense where teams are going to start actually freaking game planning for and actually taking a little bit more seriously. I'm sorry. I don't want to see 13 points a game every week.
Yep. Well,
even if the defense is winning our games, I want to see us be scoring over 20 some weeks, dude.
Yep.
It's fine. Listen, if defense is our identity, that's damn fine. I'm okay with that. It's an offensive league, but I still appreciate defense, and we have a damn good defense, and we have a bunch of dogs. But on offense, we have some talent. I still think they need to get another wide receiver. But beside the point, I'm picking the Chargers for those reasons listed. But I really want to start seeing the Steelers team start open the playbook more, whether it's even with Justin Fields, because I do believe in him. I believe in his upside. I think he has a chance to be this team's future. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm just tired of the conservativeness. Let me put it that way. I'm tired of the conservativeness, and I'm tired of let me put it this way. I'm tired of the lack of scoring. I'm tired of conservative offense. I'm tired of playing scared on offense. The last 3 years, they've had quarterbacks that just couldn't get the job done. Okay. This year, they have 2 quarterbacks I think are capable. Do we know what their future is with the team right now? No, we don't. But I think they're in a better situation this year, quarterback-wise, than they were last year. So start opening the playbook. Start pushing the ball more. George Pickens' route tree is already night and day, which is great. Arthur Smith actually brings some function, but you need to take the handcuffs off. That's all I'm saying.
Yep. Well, I just went on a rant there again.
Yeah. 2-minute rant. That's all I wanted to leave it at. Didn't want to go any further. We'll go to the Packers and Titans. Z, I'm going with the Titans getting their first win.
Well, I guess I can't throw my input real quick. I was going to throw it real quick on it.
You already picked the Steelers. Let's just move on.
All right, well, we're moving on. All right, moving on. Okay, Packers Titans. One I could care less talking about. Malik Willis versus Will Levis. Yawn.
Yeah.
Yawn.
Yeah.
Better not see this on Red Zone for a second.
Yeah. Scott won't be able to help himself. We got Will Levis inside the 20, where we're going to panel right over to that.
I've gone to the bathroom in 7 hours. And just give me Green Bay with it. Give me Green Bay.
Okay. Willis revenge game. There you go.
Yep. Yeah. Give me Green Bay.
All right. I say Tennessee gets their first one. Okay. Dolphins, Seattle. Z, we're going Seattle.
Yeah. Yeah. Not much to talk about there.
Not much to talk about. Seattle's offense is hitting on all cylinders. So we're going Seattle.
Miami traveling across the country. Mike McDonald off to a hot start with Seattle. Yeah, loving it. I think Ravens made a huge mistake letting him go. So yeah, shout out Seattle. I think they could start out 3-0. Here we go. Ravens Cowboys, and there's no way I'm picking. And there's no way I'm picking the Ravens go 0-3. There's just no way. If they go 0-3, I will send this podcast next week and say that they're not going to make the playoffs.
Well, see, if they go 0-3, do you think it's possible they go 0-5?
I think it definitely is. Yeah. I think it definitely is.
It's hard to see the Ravens go 0-3 just because of the talent and coming off an AFC Championship appearance. Dallas, I think the only thing that I think the biggest thing, Z, against the Ravens is not just that they're on the road in Dallas, but the Dallas is coming off a miserable game.
Yeah, slaughtering. Yeah.
They're coming off a miserable game, a complete slaughter. And I think that's something that you could make a case as in why people could maybe see Dallas pulling this out.
Completely.
But I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to say the Ravens pull this one out.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this is going to be a close game. The Ravens defense is struggling right now. The secondary is struggling a little bit. I think they're still trying to figure out what works offensively with Derrick Henry there. But I think they pull this one out in a close one. So yeah, I'm going to say Ravens 23-21.
Yeah, I respect that. I do think I actually do think they pull it out. Yes, I'm not trying to say that's a biased fan, but I truly do think they pull it out.
Dak hasn't been very good either right now.
No,
so he hasn't been. He hasn't been. Dallas had a great first game. They had a horrible game last week, but I'm just saying, I'm going to say it's close. I'm going to say it's close.
I agree. So we're both going to pick the Ravens there. KC, Atlanta, and third upset of the week. Give me Atlanta.
Wow, Kirkland.
Give me Atlanta. Yep.
Kirkland.
We're gonna be heads up high and ATL. We're gonna have all those fans waving those flags, whatever they wave there.
Yep. That's gonna look just that much better for the Steelers.
Wings flapping.
Yep.
Yep.
I know you know what that's like.
So give me Atlanta in the upset.
Atlanta upset. I respect it. I dig it. I love Kirk. Not that I love him necessarily as like this great quarterback. I think he's okay. I think he's had a good career, but I think he's a great dude. I love his mindset. I think he just comes off great, man. So I'm rooting for him. I love Bijan. Have him in my league. So obviously want a big game from him. Atlanta has a good team. I said it. I even said if Atlanta starts off slow, 1-2, 0-3, it's not over for them. Things get better on their schedule.
Yep.
And there's a lot of newness for them as well with new head coaching, new coordinator, some new defensive pieces, Kirkland in there. But if they upset the Chiefs, I mean, that's huge. That's just humongous. And I really think that could put them in an early window of being a top 2 seed in the NFC.
I'm hopping on the train, and I am hopping on the train.
Yeah. And you know what, Z, I'm going to be honest. Mahomes, to me, these first 2 games, he hasn't been moving me the way he does.
Oh.
These first 2 games.
Well,
I could see the upset. I really could. I know I said the Steelers or the Chargers over the Steelers was the upset a week. But you know what, Z? I think I might be on your train here.
There it is.
I think I might be on your train.
We're hopping on the Falcons train.
I think we're going to hop on the Falcons train right now, man. I think they're going to have a good, close win against the Chiefs. Falcons fans are going to be feeling good. They're going to be feeling good. I did pick Atlanta as my number 2 seed before the season starts. Statement game on Sunday night.
Yep. 2 upsets there. Last game, not going to talk too much about it. Give me the Bengals in their first win of the season.
Yeah, I agree.
Give me the Bengals. Give me the Bengals first win of the season there.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, guys. Well, that's our week 3 recap. So we talked about a lot today. We went kind of everywhere. Really hitting this around the money with 59 minutes. We'll end this under an hour. But hope you guys enjoyed. That was episode 50 something of
59. 59. These guys. So we appreciate all you guys who've tuned in. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, guys. We appreciate your support. Helps us push out. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section on all the things we talked about. But we will be back next week. We'll be talking about news, rumors, anything like that comes out of the NFL next week. Keep an eye out as well for some more NCAA College Football 25 gameplay. Check out the couple shorts that we put on there. Planet Zoo. Not one viewer knows what that is in terms of our subscribers. So, but thank you guys so much. We appreciate your support, and we will see you